What is happening, guys? Welcome to the channel. We are going to be discussing this month's top essential buys for comics and manga of June 2022, so stay tuned. So starting it off, we have some manga. We have Blade of the Immortal Volume 6, Deluxe Edition from Darkhorse Comics. It already exists in omnibus format, in a paperback format, but they've decided to go with these 3-in-1 deluxe editions. Pretty awesome. If you're not familiar with the story, it's kind of a revenge story. This girl here hires this bodyguard here who is immortal, essentially. He's got these bloodworms inside him that they're kind of like a healing factor. So it's they're 3-in-1 editions. They're very nice. Highly recommended. Next up, we have The Vault of Horror Volume 2 EC Archives. If you are a fan of these EC books, the Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, Haunt of Fear, shock suspense stories, man, these are some of the best comics really ever written. There's definitely a reason why they're still being reprinted after, you know, close to 75 years. They're really amazing. Horror fans, you know, couldn't recommend these enough. Check these out. So next up, we have the Daredevil Omnibus by Ed Brubaker. Personally, I like the Brian and Michael Bendis run slightly better, but if you are an Ed Brubaker fan, you definitely want to check this run out. It starts off at the tail end of Brian Michael Bendis' run and starts off with Matt Murdock and the Kingpin in jail. So next up, we have Crossover Volume 2 by Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw. This is an interesting series. It's about superheroes that cross over into human reality. And I don't mean popular superheroes either. They're kind of made up in their own universe. There are some Image superheroes that do show up in this. But this is a really interesting series, drawn very well, written very well, so I'm really hoping that this continues on. They've kind of cheaped out on the covers. I think it's just a different hue and saturation from the first volume. Next up, we have Ice Cream Man Sunday Edition. This is a deluxe edition of the series. Man, if you are a horror fan and you have not read Ice Cream Man, do yourself a favor. Check this out. It is highly, highly recommended. It's not necessarily about a specific Ice Cream Man, although he does appear here and there throughout these stories. They are individual horror stories. So if you are a fan of those Tales from the Crypt, EC Archives books, you're definitely going to enjoy this. This book collects the first 3 trade paperbacks, which I believe makes up the first 12 issues. I do have a feeling this book is going to be hard to keep stocked. It does have quite a big fan base as it is. Next up, we have 100 Bullets Omnibus Volume 2 by Brian Azzarello. I believe this collects the final half of the series. You know, I already have it in a trade paperback format, so I don't know if I'm going to be upgrading to this personally, but it really is a remarkable series. Just to give you an idea of what this series is about, it's about this dude named Agent Graves. He carries around a briefcase filled with 100 bullets of untraceable ammunition and a gun, and he hands it off to people who feel that, you know, have been let down some way in society, and it allows them to take revenge without any consequences, pretty much. Brian Azzarello's best work, in my opinion. Some beautiful artwork by Eduardo Rizzo. Really good stuff. And finally, we have another manga. We have The Girl from the Other Side Deluxe Edition Volume 1. This may seem like it is for a younger audience, but it really isn't. It's about a plague that's going around. One half of the country is sectioned off. One is infected, one is not infected. Now this little girl, she lives in the infected area with this beast-like creature, and that's what this plague does. It turns human beings into these black beast-like figures. I don't want to give really anything away, but it's quite special. It's quite unique. Really interesting take on post-apocalyptic stories. I think you will enjoy it. Give it a try. So that is it, guys. Let me know what you think about my list of most essential buys for the month of June 2022. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Hey, maybe I missed something, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.